It's been an exciting NHL playoffs once again this year, and for the first time it is a truly normal NHL playoffs. And now we are down to two, the Colorado Avalanche and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Joining us today, we have Adel Ahmed here to tell us his thoughts on the NHL Finals. And so, Adel, tell me a little bit about the Colorado Avalanche. This is the first time they've made it to the Stanley Cup Finals since 2002. Tell me, they've swept two teams on their way here. Tell me about their journey and their keys to success this season.
Well, Thomas, this is a team that has gone through trial and error the last couple of years in the playoffs. They've gone through some heartbreak, losing in the second round a couple of times. But the nice thing about this team is, a lot of their core with McKinnon, Landeskog, Rantanen, those guys have been around for the last, 4 or 5 years. They've been there in that franchise for a while now. And, we're seeing the emergence of Cale Makar, who has been fantastic this playoffs. He's been leading the team actually with points now. He has 22, more than any other player on that team, rather. So I think, and on top of that too, Joe Sakic has made some great additions at the deadline. Arturi Lehkonen, who scored the overtime winning goal against Edmonton in that series. And then we also have other guys on there, veterans like Darren Helm, who's been stepping up, and Josh Manson was also acquired at the deadline. Those guys have been stepping up as well. And I think that's something that's really given this team some juice moving into these playoffs here. At the same time, they've kind of ran into some goalies that have gone injured, Jordan Binnington, UC Saros in the first and second round respectively. So, they've paid their dues. They've gone through their heartbreaks in the past couple of years, and deservingly so. They've deserved their shot to get it to this point now. So.
And then the team they're up against, the Tampa Bay Lightning. They're here once again, third time in a row. What do you think, Adel? Is this the same team that has won the last two cups? Are they going to be able to pull off the three-peat? What are your thoughts on the Tampa Bay Lightning? And they also pulled off a sweep on their journey here.
You know what, Thomas? I think this Tampa team is just the same. I think the biggest difference with this team is they haven't lost a good group of that core that's been with them. Stamkos, Kucherov, Hedman, Sergachev. All those guys have been around for over the last 4 or 5 years, right? And I think the nice thing about Tampa is that they've lost some depth pieces, but they've been able to regain themselves and add more depth pieces to contribute into the lineup. We got Nick Paul, who was acquired at the deadline from Ottawa. Guys like that are just on the fourth line, but they're still contributing. Pat Maroon is another guy who's been doing well these playoffs, contributing whenever he can. Andre Palat, Steven Stamkos has been stepping up as well these playoffs. A guy like him, your leader, you want guys like him to step up, and he's been doing fantastic. And not to mention Andrei Vasilevsky. Boy, has he been hot. 19 straight series wins in a row, and he's just on a hot streak right now. And I think this team can really get a three-peat in my mind.
Yes, for sure. An interesting matchup for the Stanley Cup Finals here. The Lightning and the Colorado Avalanche have actually never met up in a playoff matchup due to the fact that they would both have to make a Stanley Cup Finals berth, which neither team has really been good at the same time for a very long time. Adel, who do you think? Do you think the Lightning will be able to pull off that three-peat, or are you thinking the Colorado Avalanche, one of the best teams in the league in terms of points this season? What are your thoughts? Who's going to end up getting the Stanley Cup this year?
You know what, Thomas? I think even despite the Tampa not having Braden Point right now, who is such a crucial piece to that lineup, I still believe that Tampa can pull off this three-peat and do something that no team in the league has done in the last 38 years, which is win 3 straight Stanley Cups in a row. And if they do win this year, they will solidify themselves as one of the best dynasties in the history of this league.
For sure, for sure. I'm going to have to go against you, though, Adel. I think Colorado Avalanche, they're going to get that Game 7 at home. I just think this team's insane. Cale Makar is like one of the second comings of Bobby Orr, who is one of the most elite players to ever play the game. Nathan McKinnon's an absolutely tremendous player as well. They've got some good goaltending, good defense. I just think the Avalanche, it's their time. 2002, that was the year I was born. Now I'm 20 now. I think it's just fate that the Avalanche should be able to get this done.
I will lastly mention, though, I didn't make my proper pick there. I will say Tampa Bay in 6 games.
All right, all right. Well, that's all from us. This is going to be an exciting NHL Finals that I'm sure everybody is going to be ready for. Lots of scoring, but especially some good goaltending and defense. And so we can't wait to see the NHL playoffs continue. And so thank you so much again, Adel, and we hope you guys have a good rest of your day.